All right.
Welcome, everybody, once again to the If I Said It, I Meant It podcast.
By my tongue for no one.
I am Kevin Shield, coming to you, as always, with my good friend,
Richard Vasquez.
and we are late today.
Well, not that late. I mean, it's like a period. It's like 1 day late.
That's true.
And then
As
we
long as it
realize,
comes.
we realize we're not pregnant.
No, good.
You know, that guy coming inside of you wasn't that big of a deal. And you move on with your life.
Yeah, well, he did never call me again, so that, I mean, it still hurts. It still hurts.
Well, it hurts because he put up your butt.
Well, both. I mean, not getting called back, I can hurt too. But I think a lot of people are waiting to join because
we kept going on and off.
Yeah.
Well, we did it between our Instagrams and the podcast Instagram. So, I mean,
we really cock teased a lot of people today.
a little bit. I don't know. Maybe nobody will join at this point.
We are sorry.
So see the sound waves? They're
Yes.
a lot larger.
They are.
Than we were talking about earlier.
Well, we'll have to address the problem.
So the next 2 weeks, for people that don't know, I will be in San Diego for reasons I will disclose later. But I'll be out there for 2 weeks, so we're trying to figure out how to record the podcast while I'm out there. Because, we don't want to ruin anybody's week by not uploading our podcast.
Well, we've been committed to this.
This is the only thing we've been committed to.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, you have a relationship.
Oh yeah. Throw that in there too. But yeah, we've been going hard at this, committed to it, once a week, and
I would say this is the
doing it.
longest commitment I've had in probably about 10 years.
Good. Well, I mean, it's important.
And it hasn't broken my heart.
Right. Thus far, it's been pleasurable. I mean, we started off by, kind of getting into it gradually. Like
we were
slowly.
definitely virgins.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where you stuck it in and you didn't really know if you liked it or not.
Well,
Wait, I'm just kidding.
I mean, from the very beginning, just from the tip, it was enjoyable. We liked it. I liked it. It meant something. But it was the slow insertion, I guess, into the podcast world that helped.
Okay, so have you ever played the game Just Tip?
Oh yeah.
Like really played the? I mean, I'm not like joking. Like we're like, let's just put Just Tip in. Like, have you ever told a girl like, hey?
Oh no.
Can I just put the tip in and like just see what she said?
No.
So
I joke about Just the Tip quite a bit.
I joked about it a lot too. But I have said that once, and the girl was like, okay. It didn't end up. It didn't.
No.
But luckily, my tip is like my whole shaft, so like it was like we had full sex anyway. So
joke's on her. Just the tip is 50% of what.
Yeah, what I have to give you.
Yeah. So hey, I'm halfway there. Just keep.
You might as well let me do it.
Yeah. I love. There's a cartoon called Archer.
Oh yeah, that's like one of Rick's favorite. Actually, producer Rick's supposed to come by. He was supposed to.
He's way late. Then he probably got in trouble. But there's
Mostly by the cops, not by his wife.
Well, yeah. I'd rather see him in jail than in trouble. But there's an episode where Archer says something like about just the tip, and then it goes through all the scenes where he's saying just the tip. He's saying just the tip to like girls, and it's awesome. So that's like kind of a running joke.
I wonder if girls like really believe that.
Well, and what's funny is I got my son saying it. Like we went to a restaurant.
That's weird.
And I was like, oh, I gotta put the tip on our bill, and he was like, just the tip? And he has no idea what it means, but it's awesome.
So when you go to restaurants, what is the tipping etiquette for you? If it's your own bill, like just you by yourself.
Oh, just me by myself.
20%, double tax. What do you do? Which I think 20% is double tax.
Yeah, nowadays, good lord.
If you're in Pico, it's like 10 3/4, right?
Jesus Christ, double the tax. Well, it used to be double the tax was 15%, and what I usually do is try and go 20. Like that's kind of my base. But it also depends on the service. I'm not one to like not leave a tip. So if I get shitty service,
Oops.
I make it very clear I have got shitty service, but that's when I'll break it down to 15%, like to the penny. But I'll still leave tip. I can't think of a time where I haven't. But usually 20% is my default. Depending on where it's at, sometimes like bars, if I've only been charged for like 3 out of 9 drinks, well then it's like 50%. Like I'll leave a big tip, but it depends. Like
So I asked that because there's been situations where I've been in where, and I know I asked just for your own personal tip. So I guess I should answer how I should do it, or how I would do it. It's just I do $5 for every $25.
okay, so 20%.
20%, right?
Yeah.
So how do I say this correctly? I don't call it complaint, but something that really bugs me is when you're with a group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gets their bill, or let's say they put the bills all together,
Oh,
and the bill's $200, right? And there's 4 of us,
Mm-hmm.
$50 a person, right? And then you do your $10 tip or
Yeah.
whatever, is 20% to you, and the person next to you puts like $5. I don't know why, but I feel like obligated to tip more
Mm-hmm.
because that person under tipped. So like, what is tipping etiquette? Like, should you call that person out? Because I'm like, hey dude, what are you doing? Like, and then if they say, oh, they sucked. Okay, that's your own personal prerogative. But sometimes I feel like people don't know how to tip and don't understand that these people that are serving you, that's like how they make their money. They're probably minimum wage to
Most of the time,
You know.
Yeah.
10% more than minimum wage. They're not making their money on fucking.
No.
They're making their money on their tips.
Yeah.
So like you're ruining somebody's livelihood. So I guess this kind of thing really hurts me or hits me because I work on commission,
Mm-hmm.
which is similar to tips.
Right. Yeah.
So if someone's fucking with me on that, it doesn't bode well with me. So I just want to hear like what your thought process on that, because that shit, I call people out. Like, hey, you're fucking under tipping.
I can't say that I've ever called somebody out for under tipping. I kind of feel like that's your bill. It's your, like, you do what you want with your money. And maybe that's wrong. Like, maybe I should, because, like, stand up for somebody whose voice isn't heard or whatever it is. Maybe it's looked at as abusive, like, oh, you're not really taking care of your waiter. But a lot of times people have different experiences at the table or bar, wherever it is. You can have a different experience than I can, and we sat next to each other the whole night.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't get the 3 of the drinks that I ordered. Well, you know what? Like, fuck that. I'm not going to leave a big tip if I'm getting screwed over.
I get that. If the thing is, you can see those kind of things as a group.
You should be able to. Right. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we all order drinks, and Jim here just didn't get his over and over again. Like,
And we can call that out on her, and if we don't want to tip her $10, we all want to tip her $5, that's fine. I just rather it be like a communal thing. Like, we're all in the same boat.
right.
Don't just under tip just because you're bad. I don't know. Bad tippers to me are just like I said, it makes me think about me working with my customers and my commission and somebody fucking with that.
Yeah.
That's their commission. That's their money,
So I started, before I got into banking, I did about 6 months as a waiter at a small restaurant in Whittier. And so I got the experience of being a waiter, and it sucks.
Ryan's funny, dude. He like, I don't know if it's contradicting, but he's like, nobody's forcing them into that job. But I'm not a bad tipper though.
Okay, so here's, I've been a waiter, so I understand how much work it goes into like a basic dinner. Fuck breakfast, bro.
Yeah.
I hated being a waiter for breakfast. There's so much more shit that goes into it. Because everybody wants coffee at breakfast. So you gotta think coffee, and there's usually at a restaurant, there's 2 plates that come with a cup of coffee.
I'm sorry to interrupt the podcast, but Ricky has a really important question to ask you.
Okay.
So I just want to note while Kevin's reading this, and you can respond if you like. I met the most beautiful little girl yesterday, Ryan's daughter. I hadn't seen her. My apologies, Ryan. I told you I'm a bad friend.
Oh, you went to see her?
I went to go see her.
She's cute.
The best, dude.
Yeah.
She looks just like Ryan. It's awesome, man. It's fucking awesome.
Tell her no, she doesn't have a friend.
Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. So when you do like breakfast as a waiter, everybody gets a cup of coffee.
I don't, but okay.
Well, a lot of people get coffee with breakfast, right? Coffee comes with 2 plates. There's the cup and then the fucking plate that the cup goes on.
Yeah.
Plus, then you got to bring out cream and sugar. That's just 1 cup of coffee. Then they'll want water
For 89 cents.
or orange juice or something like that. So then you're maybe bringing out 3 cups in a plate for 1 person. Then usually meals will come with like eggs, bacon, toast. Sometimes comes with another fucking plate. Pancakes might come
But is that
on
your
another
fault?
goddamn plate.
Is that your fault though?
As a waiter?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's not, because that's just kind of the way breakfast is served. Trust me, Asian people do it too. Everything goes on a different fucking plate. It's a pain in the ass.
We have dishwashers for.
Yeah, no. And yes, but they get minimum wage too. So, and you have to share your tips with them.
That's more of the reason why you should tip them better.
Oh, no. I'm on your side. I'm just, for those who have never been waiters or waitresses, there's a lot of things that you don't see that go into it behind the scenes. So breakfast sucks. And then every breakfast is cheap. And these little old ladies sometimes, if they got bacon and eggs and it came out to like $7.32, they were there with pennies and nickels, breaking down 15 cents to the penny. And I just kind of feel like, look, if you can't round up to the nearest dollar as tip, like, don't go out to eat. Don't go out. Like, don't do it. You're not welcome in society. Like, it sucks. So I have a soft spot for waiters and waitresses. I usually will not complain. I usually will tip 20%, even for adequate service.
I just don't like being at that table when you see what they're tipping and you're like, but that's just me being crazy. I think that
No.
I'm not like saying anybody's right, wrong, or whatever.
I
look at that and I'm just like, oh, why are you only tipping $3? The bill's $74. Oh.
I just always like to make sure that they get my receipt and connect it to my face. Like, yeah, I'm the guy that went 33%.
Yeah.
The guy who left you with the Lincoln for a $30 bill, that's that.
So my dad just came on the podcast, or he logged on. It was his birthday on Monday, so happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, happy birthday.
So what do we got on the docket today?
Tipping. It's not just a city in China.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm sure.
It's not something you do in the South?
Cow tipping?
Yeah.
You know that's not a real thing.
I mean, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
It is. It sounds funny, but you ever walked up to a cow sleeping?
No, that's
you
stupid. The only cows that I see are dead already.
You're right.
They're already butchered.
You're right.
I have some in my fucking fridge right now.
When you walk up to a cow that's sleeping, you know what happens? It wakes up. Like, you can't tip a cow over. It's hard. Like, so bullshit on cow tipping. I don't buy it. But I'm with you, sir. Tip.
Tip your waitresses and your waiters.
And if you can't,
and your strippers and your bartenders.
and just assume that you should tip like 25%. Or 20%. And if you can't afford it, then don't go out. Like, there's nothing wrong with
I don't think. Okay, so I would say I don't think people can't afford it. I think sometimes they just don't know what to tip, and then if they don't have that little guide on the bottom that tells you how much to tip, then they're fucked. You know what I mean?
I don't understand how hard it is to move 1 decimal place over and double it. So if your bill is $20.64, double $2, $4. That's 20%.
Like I said, 5 for every 25. That's what I do.
But let me ask you this. This is still on the topic of tipping. What do you tip your Uber Eats guy? Because that one is really hard for me. It's not the same job. You're not prepared. All you're doing is driving it, and I know you're getting paid from Uber, and I'm already paying $4 to have it delivered, unless you're on unlimited, which
I am.
recommend. Yeah, it's good.
That's only if you have $50 or more. But I get it.
Remember we had that issue?
Yeah. So then the next thing you know, my bill's $34.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa.
I just give 15%. The 15, I'm the minimum.
So I use is it DoorDash? I think it's DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
They make you tip before you get it. I don't like that. Because I just kind of feel like,
Did I ever tell you my first couple? I think I did. I think on the podcast too. My first couple encounters with any kind of like delivery service, they fucking got my food wrong like the first 3 times. I got it free.
Oh yeah.
But still, like I got it wrong. Like it was all from Shakey's too. I don't think Shakey's did it wrong. Maybe they did.
How would they not?
So they have this thing called like the individual. It's like a 7-inch pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You get Mojo's and either wings or
shit Mojo's.
yeah, or chicken, right?
Okay.
So I ordered that, and they only bought the pizza one time, or they only bought the Mojo's and the chicken. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and I got the food for free, which was fine, but
which is why you gave it a second
and a third chance.
So I think you're far more patient than I am because
I love Shakey's.
no, I
I love Shakey's.
I get it. You should tell me. I'll bring it down on my way to the studio. We should order it and I'll just pick it up.
Yeah.
I'll charge half of what DoorDash would.
I don't get charged anything.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's one of those like, let me wait and evaluate the situation, and then I'll tip.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be great with me. My window.
I feel like you have the same mindset that the women do when they go into dating you.
Yeah.
Like they don't
The
expect
standards
you to
are
be great.
low.
Yeah, they don't expect you to be great. Just be like
halfway adequate, and you shot.
they grade you on a curve.
Thank God. Thank God. But yeah, so that's just my advice on tipping. Learn to do some basic math.
So check it out. So this past weekend, everybody, like, I don't know, I think you saw the text messages. So we have a group message, so for those of you that don't know, there's like, what, 11 of us in there?
No, only 10 because someone, I don't know who it is.
No, I think it's 11 because if you include yourself, it's 11.
Okay, so you can send it to 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 11 of us. It's a fantasy football group text message.
We need to give an unlimited way to do it because we have people who are in our league that aren't on that.
Yeah, but, you know, they don't want to be on it anyway, so they were texting about the NCAA tournament this whole weekend. Oh my god, I can't believe so-and-so won. This year, they made it in the second round. Blah, 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 blah. All this shit, right? And this whole time, like, and so I have that message on, or that group message on silent. So I don't hear the messages. I just, when I open my phone, I'll see like 74 messages or whatever, right? And I started reading through them, and I'm just laughing at myself because I'm like, dude, I'm not watching any of this. I haven't watched not one tournament game whatsoever.
Really?
What I watched this whole weekend was the wrestling national championships.
You know, I saw that, and your dad says if you double the tip, it should,
Double
or double the tax, it should.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for raising the taxes to the point where doubling the tax is actually 20% now.
Yeah.
When the tax was 7.5%, you could double it was 15. Bam, you were set. But now you're going to 20%. So if you have shitty service, don't double the tax. You didn't watch any of the tournament.
I haven't watched one game.
I will admit I did watch some of the wrestling.
I watched it. I was pretty excited. I mean, I guess because I wrestled in high school.
Yeah.
So I was just excited. There's a guy from St. John Bosco that won his second national championship.
As a high schooler?
He went to St. John Bosco in high school, but he's at
is
Arizona,
it? Okay.
he's at Arizona State right now.
Mhm.
His last name's Valencia, so he's Mexican, which is really dope.
Or he's an orange?
No, well, his first name is Zahid.
Oh.
I don't know what he is.
I'm going to go with orange.
But check it out. It was cool because they were like, oh, he's been wrestling since he was 3 years old. He wrestled at the Norwalk Terminators, which is like the big. What did you say? Oh,
I was just excited that it was nearby. Like
that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the big.
Courthouse.
It's the big kids.
Superior Court.
Shut up. It's the for kids. It's like the big whatever league or team in the area. Yeah, in the area. A lot of really good wrestlers came out, like the Couch Brothers. They all came out of there. A lot of good wrestlers from Santa Fe Springs, or that went to Santa Fe High School, went there. So that's a really good organization. So he's on his second national championship. He beat a guy that he lost to earlier in the year, but he beat that guy last year to win the national championship, but he lost to him his freshman year. So it's just like there's like a good little rivalry going on
Back
between
and
them.
forth.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't watch any of the basketball fucking tournament. I've been watching all the wrestling, but now that's over, maybe I'll watch it now. It's what, the Sweet 16 now, I think?
You know what's funny is
What's up, Jay? I think Jay just joined.
I think your passion for collegiate wrestling is very similar to my NASCAR wrestling.
NASCAR.
Or I'm sorry, NASCAR passion.
Yeah.
It's very niche oriented, and you see the things that your average viewer wouldn't, and you can spend 6 hours watching it and walk and be like, that was
excited.
great.
Yeah,
that was a great
excited.
6 hours. And
there's a lot of controversy too. They have a challenge brick.
okay, a brick?
Well, it's like a foam brick.
Oh, okay.
So they call it challenge brick. Like,
Okay.
you know, and like
A challenge flag.
yeah,
Yeah.
challenge flag or whatever. How about tipping for lap dance? I don't think you need tip for lap dance. They're already paying them for the lap dance.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bauer just asked.
I
what
hate,
about tipping for
I
lap
hate the
dance?
fact that sometimes they come around and be like, do you want to buy her a drink? Fuck no.
I really want to buy myself a drink.
I'm the only reason I bought two was because I was required to when I came in the door.
What are you, a comedy show?
I tried to be.
No, I'm saying, what are you at a comedy
Oh.
show? Comedy shows require you to buy 2 drinks.
I thought you were asking me, like, I try to be funny. That's dick.
um,
But, okay, so you have a passion for, like, watching wrestling. You like it. If the average person were to sit down and watch it after a while, you're like, okay.
because you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
But there were situations where like you hear the crowd get into it, and you're like,
You know something's happening.
What's going on?
Right.
There was this one instance which I don't want to bore you guys. We'll end this right now, but like this one dude, he won the national championship as a freshman. This is the sophomore year, and he was losing by 1 point. And in the last 5 seconds, he made a move where he took the guy down,
Mhm.
and it looked like he was about to lose that move, and then ended up like on top and won the match with that. It was fucking insane. Like he won with like 5 seconds left. Like literally it was 1 second left, but I mean that whole situation happened.
It happened at 5, and then it's...
Yeah.
Now, in wrestling, you only have to pin for 1 second, right? It's not like that.
Yeah, your back just needs to touch the ground.
So then it's just like that 1, and then you're pinned.
Yeah,
you don't get the 1,
no.
2, and then your arms start to fall, and you stop it right before it hits the mat, and you start shaking.
Yeah.
And then you get up, and then you just start...
And then everyone's like, oh my god, he's
Yeah,
gonna go.
and then no matter what your opponent does, like Hogan just keeps punching you.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it doesn't rock bottom anybody or anything like that.
Okay.
And the last thing, there was this one match where it was really, really exciting. The guy was down by 1 point. He had 7 seconds to get up. So picture you're on all fours. I know you picture that.
Mm.
And someone all they have to do is hold you down.
Mhm.
You just can't get up at all.
You lose.
No, you can stand up, but if I'm still holding you,
Right.
you're not up yet. You
Okay.
have to like break the lock.
Okay.
He had 7 seconds. All he had to do was hold him down for 7 seconds, and he would have been a national champion. And he fucking couldn't do
They
it.
couldn't do it.
He got let go. They went to overtime. The guy took him down and lost.
Now, this was probably, oh God, minimum of a decade ago. Maybe closer to 15 years?
When I graduated high school, yes.
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
Oh,
Jesus.
17
God
years.
damn, you're old.
Are you at your 20 year yet?
No. Thank God.
This
I
next
had
year?
to do the math though. I had to think about it.
99?
You told me that the best part of wrestling
Was
wasn't
touching men. Oh,
yeah, wasn't pinning someone. It was
Attacking them.
ending like whatever 3 rounds and having more points.
Attacking. It's like a mercy rule.
Oh, okay,
Because you could kind of catch someone on a bad day and pin them.
okay. Or they slip, or they
They just did something wrong and they're on their back.
okay.
But like attacking them is like mercy rule. Like in softball, remember we played softball and like someone beat us by 15 runs or whatever it was.
Yeah, and it was drinking early.
We were done.
That's
They
it.
just beat the shit out of us pretty much.
Yes,
Like you can't really argue that team's not better than you.
right.
You can't
okay.
argue that person wasn't better than you.
So teching. So define teching then.
It's called technical fall. You have to win by 15 points.
Okay.
In college, I think it's 12.
Oh,
I
okay.
think no, it's less because it's harder sport.
You're right.
And then in the Olympics, it's 10 points.
Oh, okay. And it's just that you did 10 moves or counters. You basically
You
got
scored
that
10
many
points versus their. So if you score 10 points, they have 2. It's not a 10.
But if you score 12 and they scored 2, then
Yeah, in the Olympics would be said.
Oh, okay. And then at that point, it's over. You've won.
You won.
Is it more satisfying to tech, like, I should ask, it seems obvious, but is it more satisfying, like, to tech someone in the first round versus the third?
I don't think it matters.
It's just whatever,
Yeah.
like, I beat the shit out of you. Like, you shouldn't have been in here.
Kind of, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is like, again, with my love of NASCAR, your love of wrestling, there's so much I don't understand that I think if I did, it would obviously help have a vested interest in.
But I think the thing that's got me more interested in now is like the UFC. Like learning that like wrestling is such an important part in like the UFC. I mean, I watched a lot of fights this past weekend, and even the weekend before. I mean, some of the best wrestlers or some of the best fighters were wrestlers. Like John Bones Jones wrestled Kamaru Usman, which won the title a couple weeks ago, wrestler. Daniel Cormier, the champion of the heavyweight division, wrestler. The flyweight division, wrestler.
But okay, so here's what's funny, and this is kind of shifting into the UFC aspect of it. And for anybody who's listening, I enjoy UFC, but I'm no way an expert.
Neither am I.
But from what I have observed is like Daniel Cormier tends to be one of the most boring fighters.
That's the problem with
Okay.
it. But
and then who was the guy you showed me?
Ben Askren, boring.
Again,
Boring.
boring fighter. But
if you win,
you win.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like I get it, you might not get the big paydays like Conor McGregor, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that Conor McGregor was a talker and he was a fighter.
He was sellable. He
got his ass kicked by Khabib, which you know who he was?
Nope, not before that.
He's a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
And he comes from a country where they have like
They put a lot of work into wrestling.
They have like
And boxing.
16 national and Olympic gold medalists and champions that come out of his small city, which only holds like 1,100 people.
More like a village at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Though the fight that you showed me was pretty interesting.
Well, because he got his ass kicked for the first minute and a half.
I actually watched that fight on my phone. After you showed me, I was showing my son and my fiance. We were at the hotel, actually about to go to NASCAR the next day. And we were talking about it because that was the fight. There was a boxing match that same day. But I was showing her, like, this dude got his face beat to shit, but won. And then we talked about the controversy and whether he was out or not out. But
He was out.
he was out, and I think
Robbie Lawler's who we're talking about.
I think what he needed to do, well, what the wrestler has learned is just keep choking him the fuck out. Like, don't try to be the nice guy, which is sad, but what's
He
interesting.
didn't even want to fight him. He was like, dude, I like this guy. Like there were so many people in this division that I didn't like that I wanted to fight, but they made him fight him.
What I'm getting to is that wrestling is like the base learning foundation for a lot of good.
Well, if you're equal in striking, you're equal in jiu-jitsu, and you're equal in kickboxing,
to be able to wrestle.
but you're excellent in wrestling and you're okay
Mhm.
in wrestling, the excellent wrestler is going to win. And I'm talking about you can be excellent in wrestling and okay in wrestling versus somebody that's great at striking and okay at striking. The wrestler has a greater chance of winning because the minute you take that person down, if they don't know what the fuck to do, they're screwed.
So I'm going to insult you a little bit,
That's fine, you can.
and then I'm going to turn around and insult another friend of ours. I was telling my fiance about how you are currently in the most fit shape.
Yeah, I am. I'm in a shape. Potato is a shape.
I said fit
Oh.
shape.
I could fit into your pants.
Ooh. No, I don't think you could.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fit one leg in there.
Maybe. You are A shape.
I am A shape.
But I wouldn't define it.
Round is A shape.
It is. I would not define it as fit.
Okay.
And one of our other friends is very fit. Spends many, many hours in the gym.
Eats well.
Eats well.
Yeah.
And I was
Has a six
explaining,
pack.
I was explaining to her
Takes
that
his shirt off whenever he has a chance.
with all his muscle and all his work at the gym,
And all his might.
I've watched Richard work him. Like, just work, like, there's not really a chance. And I'm not talking boxing because we're friends and we usually don't punch each other in the face.
We try not to. Unless you say baby back bitches.
Oh, baby bitches, remember? But I was telling her, like, I've watched Richard just work somebody over who has the upper hand when it comes to muscular.
Fortitude?
Fortitude is a good word. The fact is that this dude is like 6% body fat, 90% muscle, and Richard, in his, for lack of a better term, flabbiness, uses the techniques of wrestling and just rolls this guy around, and it's surprising. But at the same time, it's not a boxing match. It's not, it's not.
But I think that if I were to ever get in a fight with someone like that person,
Okay.
I would come in like I'm gonna try to box him.
Yeah. And then just take him down.
I would just take him down.
And that was one thing that you showed me. Well, I watched about the fight that you showed me is
He just put his hand out.
against the ropes, or I'm sorry, against the fence.
The cage, yeah.
You're watching him, and then he just places his foot and his leg in the right spot, and then bam, takes the guy to the
But
ground.
if you notice, okay, so like that guy Robbie Lawler, which we don't have to get too technical. I know we're not fucking fighting experts, but
I'm not. Yeah.
he is like one of the best strikers in the
Mhm.
league, right?
Mhm.
He fought that guy's game, like, because he was so concerned, because that guy is so great at, Ben Askren is so great at taking people down
Mhm.
that he made Robbie Lawler fight his fight instead of fighting his own fight. Like,
Right.
Robbie Lawler didn't try to box him,
Mhm.
he was just trying not to get taken down.
Right.
Now, granted, he got his ass, Ben Askren got his ass kicked for the first
Face
fucking
was like
7 minutes or
hamburger.
whatever it is. Minute and
I
a
think it
half.
was less than that. That was
Yeah,
the first
I'm
round.
sorry,
Yeah.
I said 7 minutes, but that's what I would do. I would just fake like I'm gonna try to fight you, and then just
Shoot the legs.
Because honestly, like people stalking you in your back, I get tapped me before. Because I've gotten in a fight before.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. I just fucking grabbed him. Once I took him down, like he wasn't getting up, and I was just either squeezing him or putting him in positions where his punches couldn't do anything. But like I've had people where I had their legs like locked,
Mhm.
and they're just like trying to hit me in the back. I mean, it hurts.
You feel it, but it's not stopping you.
No, I mean, I have bruises, but it doesn't.
I'll deal with that.
affect, yeah, it doesn't affect me in any kind of way.
Casey would like you to try my pants on just to be sure, but
I can just take my pants off so you can see what I'm working with.
I think that would be visual enough. They say a picture's worth a thousand.
I have that Dunlap syndrome, you know.
Mm-hmm. My grandfather used to call it dinky doo,
Ooh,
right?
why?
And well, so I asked him why. He says because my belly sticks out further than my dinky doo.
Oh, mine doesn't. I don't have that point yet. Nowhere near that.
But it was pretty.
I can still see my dick on good days.
But it was pretty funny. When your grandfather tells you he has dinky doo syndrome, I go, okay,
What about booty do?
maybe, but I don't know why you would try and look for your dick behind your booty doo.
No, it's when a girl's stomach sticks out more than her booty do.
Oh, that's bad. That's ugly. But this weekend you didn't watch much of the NCAA
I haven't watched
tournament.
any of it. Not one. Maybe I watched a little bit of the UC Irvine Oregon game,
Yeah.
but that's just because Anthony made me. So I went to have a couple drinks with him.
Oh, okay. I did a few different brackets. I found out through our group text that I'm the only one that actually still prints out paper.
Yeah, who does that? You just fill it out online.
Well, I fill it out online. Don't get me wrong. I go on and I click, and that's the easy part. But I still print them up so that I can watch them and scratch them out. And
Well, it does it for you.
but it's more fun to I don't know. I'm the guy that would still keep score at a baseball game on my own paper. No, I get it.
It does it for you.
But I like having
one of my Final Fours is done already. One of my guys.
But I like having the paper in front of me so I can highlight and circle and then.
So I'm excited that Casey Black's on. I don't know if he's listening or whatever, but
he's a huge NCAA fan.
yeah. Well, yeah, he takes Thursday, Friday off to watch the games.
That's crazy. I can't say that I like it that much, but
Here's
here's
what
what.
Shark used to do all the time. I remember Rick would always tell me he would always randomly run into him because Rick hates sports,
Yeah.
and he would just happen to be at the bar that they're at. And he's like,
Rick-
"Oh, fuck."
Rick finds himself at a sports bar and
All
then
the time.
doesn't realize that it's the first day of March Madness. He's like, why the fuck is it so crowded in here?
What? Okay, so random story. One time, Tyrone was celebrating I don't know what he was celebrating. I forgot. I don't know if it was his birthday or his chick's birthday. I don't know. But we went to, me and Ryan went to fucking Vegas, right? I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm gonna put your business out there a little bit. And Ryan goes, I gotta take a shit. I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna be at the craps table. So this day, I was like, we were all going for one day. So I was like, all right.
Sounds like Ryan went to the craps table, if you know what I mean.
So,
Sorry.
so I go, I pulled out $300 for the weekend. I was like, that should be enough for me just to gamble, party, have a good time. I mean, we were only staying for one night.
Okay, yeah.
Ryan went to use the restroom, came back maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I mean,
Okay.
that's assuming he stretched out his shit, right?
Okay.
How'd you do? I looked at him, I was like, I just shook my head. He goes, how much? I was like, I shook my head again. He goes, all of it? I was like, I need to go to an ATM. I took a 15-minute shit and I fucking lost $300. I was so mad.
That's awful.
It was fun. It was cool.
I mean, sometimes you just like, sometimes losing that much money is fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you something
Uh-oh.
about the tournament. And it's going to be difficult because I didn't watch any of it. And I want to say this took place on
Definitely didn't watch it then.
Sunday. There was a team, and I believe it was Tennessee against Iowa. And if I'm wrong about that, definitely reach out to Richard and let him know how upset you are. At some point, all of the fucking teams just start to blur together, and I can't figure it all out. The game was getting close towards the end, and I will say I know it was Iowa because they were down by 25 points at one point. And in their comeback, about 5 minutes left in the game, the opposing team, which I believe is Tennessee, again, if I'm wrong, I apologize. Their best player is in foul trouble
He says you're right so far.
and comes out of the game with 5 minutes left.
Okay.
He's in foul trouble,
He's the best player on the team?
best player on Tennessee.
Okay.
He never goes back into the game, and the game goes into overtime, and he never goes in overtime either. Now, the news reports later come out that he told the coach that the team was playing better without him on the court. So, if it was better for the team, then he should stay on the bench. I'm curious for you, in your opinion, is how you feel about that whole situation. I know I don't give the best details on it, but
No, I understand what's going on. So they were winning while he was out. Maybe he was on. You said he was in foul trouble, so they had to take him out. Had he not been in foul trouble, he would have stayed in.
Probably, yeah. Or had they still been up by like 25? Yeah.
So I think that guy is afraid of the fucking limelight. Like he's afraid of the big time.
Mhm.
You talk to any great player, anyone from Kobe to Magic to MJ to Bird, fucking even as much as Isaiah Thomas, like they ain't coming out of that fucking game unless they're forced to. So I don't know who this kid is, but I will say if he's the best player on the team, I'm assuming he's either a freshman or sophomore.
I want to say his name's like General or Admiral or something like that. Like he's, it sounds so awful that I have like half.
Yeah, I agree with Casey. He says if he's a competitor, he'd want to play. Yeah, I would want to be out of the game. I mean, look, man, I get it. Your team might be doing well, but like this is your time to fucking put a nail in the coffin.
Mhm.
Like put the team so far out of reach that they could take you out in the last 2 minutes and you don't even have to play. Like that's what his focus should have been. Not that their team was like doing well. I mean, who gives a fuck about that? Like you're the best player on the team. Fucking lead.
Do you put any stock into somebody who identifies that maybe his shot's off that day?
No.
No?
I saw Kobe miss fucking 23 shots against the Celtics or whatever. He won like 6 of like 28 or some shit. I don't know what he went in the game 7, and he decided to support the team in other ways. He got steals, he got rebounds, he got assists, he got people open.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
he did. His shot was he said at the end the pressure got to him. The fact that they were in game 7 against the Celtics to win a championship, to either put us behind them by one championship, or I'm sorry,
Two.
yeah, behind one or two,
Right.
like was in that worst. The fact that he could have lost that and he would have been another Laker that had lost to the fucking Celtics multiple times
Mm-hmm.
and never beat them. Like all that shit was writing on his legacy, and it got to him. He admitted it. I can appreciate that. He wasn't gonna get out of the game though. He fucking was there doing everything else. And it's hard to compare people to Kobe because he's a fucking madman. You know what I mean? He's psychotic, dude.
Hyper competitive. Yeah.
But I mean, you can just be competitive
Mm-hmm.
and still feel similar. Like you don't want to get out of the game. Like
Can you put yourself in a coach's shoe and look at the kid and say, he got them to the tournament. Like just about every school makes it, but
that's not true. There's like fucking 310 schools, bro.
that's true. I for some reason I always go back to football, which is like what 120,
Yeah.
something like that. But
Well, because they have
yeah, anyway, they let a lot of like community colleges and shit like that.
I think Yokohama made it this year.
They almost did. From a coach's point of view, or if you look at somebody who
I would use that as a motivational tactic though. If I was a coach,
using how so?
I would pull them aside and be like, look at.
Now keep in mind that this is in the middle of a one and done situation. It's very hard to really find.
I'm gonna ride with the best players that I have on my team. I would rather lose with the best players on my team than win with the worst players on my team. Like I'd rather put myself in a position where I'm gonna put myself in a position to win, opposed to just like riding the hot hand in quotations. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna put myself in the best position to win, and if the best position is with these players, then that's what I'm gonna do. Now you could always get second guess, like, oh, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? But if you put the best players out there,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you're telling me on the Golden State Warriors, if fucking Kevin Durant is not doing well and Steph Curry's not doing well, they're gonna take him out of the game because Iguodala and fucking Sean Livingston are doing good? No, they're gonna fucking put him in the fourth quarter. They're the better players.
Well, I don't think that you're necessarily
I'm
off.
You're wrong, Mox.
You look at like the Kyrie situation in Boston. How many games has he not played and they've done better than when they have a better record without Kyrie than they do with Kyrie.
But do you think that has to do with the fact that they're not playing
Yes,
together?
even though you don't finish that sentence, yes. I think it has to do with a lot of things. But as a coach, if you're watching your team doing better without your star player,
We're talking about pros and
You're right.
and college.
But-
I guess I shouldn't have used that as a reference, but
well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's also hard. You're talking Kobe Bryant, MJ, who are two of the most competitive guys.
I even went
In
to
the
Bird,
world.
Magic, Isaiah Thomas, fucking Barkley, like all those guys. They wouldn't fucking come out of the game. You're
No.
crazy.
You're right.
They wouldn't come out of the game.
But-
I mean, they come out of the game if they were in foul trouble because they were forced to.
And that's the situation. Is
But
they would fight to come back
They
in,
would
which
come
I
back
get.
in and be like, "Fuck it, I'll get the last foul." And at that point, then you're forced to fucking play that hand.
And I guess that is why I'm intrigued by the situation. When I saw it happen, and that was actually one of the games that I watched the second half of, and I watched Iowa come back, and they almost won. They went to overtime, and then eventually they ended up losing. I did watch that game, and that was the topic. And I'll be honest.
They won the game though.
Who?
Uh,
The team with the kid that sat.
they won.
They didn't in overtime. And like most underdog situations, the team who comes back from 25 catches
So
up.
did he
goes
not
to
play the
overtime.
rest of the game at all?
Did not play even in overtime.
That's crazy.
And
I hope they
So-
see that kid in the next game.
Iowa came back.
Or did they already lose the next game?
I don't know. To be honest,
They probably-
I don't. I think
I'll
there's
look
something
this
like
up.
yeah,
I'll
look
look
at
this
it. But Iowa comes back, and then you could just tell like they put all of their energy into just getting to overtime. Once they got to overtime, it was like they had nothing left. But I'll be honest, I was I had mixed emotions on it because from a coach's point of view, you look at a kid like that who's a leader and is saying, remember the Titans?
Yeah.
When he goes over and
Strong
gives,
side.
well, remember when the, whatever his name is, the cornerback gives his position to Petey?
Mm-hmm.
Coach, I'm getting beat. I can't keep
No.
up with him. Yeah, give it to Petey.
Yeah, right.
Would you say that kid, and I think I know the answer being yes, would you say that kid is not a competitor?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say that he's not a good teammate?
No, he's a good teammate. That's fine.
Would you not want someone on your team?
Hold on. Okay. But you're talking about a player on a team versus the best player on the team. He's not the best player on the team. And I think he understands that he's getting beat and he can't keep up with this person. And I would look at it as he's on the coach, either get me help or you need to find somebody else because I can't do this.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. But see, this person, he didn't take himself out of the game. He got fouled out of the game or got a sports foul.
Correct.
And then just saw them come back or were winning the game and then decided to stay out. That's a different story. Those are two different stories.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you're downplaying the whole he decided to stay out.
Like, he decided to stay out.
Okay, but I don't think he's like, you know what, man, let me go on my Instagram. I'm bidding on something on eBay. I think he looked at, and I don't know this for sure, so jump on, bitch at me all you want, but I think he looked at what the team was doing without him, much like Kyrie on the Celtics. You sit back and you watch it. Oh, look at the ball movement. Like, the ball movement's better. The team chemistry is better. Like,
it's hard to compare football to basketball.
You're right.
It's one thing when 1 out of 11 people versus 1 out of 5.
And it's hard to compare pro basketball to college.
It's even worse because you have only so many dominant players in college.
And college is
unless you're Duke.
And college is one and done. And pros, you have a 7-game series. So the comparisons are difficult to make. I'm looking at, Casey says Ryan Gosling. Yeah, right. That's beautiful, man. I'm just looking at it from a team perspective. I look at it from both perspectives. From a competitor, I know what sport I was better at. I was better at football than I was softball. Okay? If the game was on the line and I had the opportunity to be at defensive end, put my hand in the mud, and go get the quarterback,
like Rudy,
don't take me out of it. I'll fucking get there. If you told me,
Rudy,
if you told me I had the winning run at third and I was up to bat,
I fucking lost. I gotta pop out when I had that chance once.
But that's the difference.
But I wanted the fucking bat in my hand.
I wouldn't, because I know that is not my optimal situation. I know, but again, this is two different sports, and I get that the comparisons aren't there. But I think I can identify with the kid in that you're a loser. No.
Yeah, you're not a winner.
Oh, really? You go play quarterback, or I'll tell you what. You get a quarterback,
first
and
off,
you block me, and I'll play defensive end, and I'll go get the quarterback.
I'm not athletic. I'm talking about for like.
Oh, you're not athletic. Didn't you wrestle in high school?
I'll take you down. You want to take you down?
You can't take me down in football.
Yeah, you can. Just call a penalty. What are you talking about? I can't.
Then we just do it again.
Yeah.
10 yards back further. Are you going to do that again?
Yeah, then at some point we're just going to do a quarterback scramble.
He's just running around for a while and throwing it. So the point is that
there is no point.
I've been in a situation like I am not the best baseball player or softball player, even drunk.
I'm not the best baseball player or softball player.
Right? So I know that if the game is on the line, I don't feel like I'm the best person to be up at bat. So if there was in slow pitch beer league softball a chance to double switch and take me out and put, if you're still listening, I'm going to say Ryan, put Ryan in, I'm going to say no, double switch.
You know what? I will say Ryan takes softball really seriously because one time I played in a tournament, he was in the outfield. We were getting our ass kicked, granted, and he went in the outfield with the beer in his glove and was drinking the beer like through the glove, so the ref wouldn't see or the ump wouldn't see. And the ball got hit to him. He pounded the beer, threw the beer, and then ran after the ball because the ball got hit towards him. It was probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. Mostly because we were getting our ass kicked, so it really mattered.
Right.
But
so let me. I'll throw a scenario.
But Ryan wanted to be in the game because he's a fucking winner, all right?
I'm gonna put a scenario out there for you. You're in the slow pitch softball championship game. Winning run is at third, and you have the option to go up to bat, or you have the option to let somebody else bat.
I would go.
Knowing how you play softball
Yes. I'm a champion, bro.
and popping out.
I would try to walk.
And then put the pressure on someone else.
I try to get hit by a pitch.
Don't get hit by the pitch. But okay, so now wait a minute. So that scenario. Now I'm gonna put it to you this way. El Rancho High School
Oh,
could take state as the school in wrestling. You have the opportunity to wrestle somebody.
I did.
Okay, well,
I did. This happened.
Okay,
I'm the reason why we won league. This happened because of me.
what situation do you feel more comfortable in?
I with the fate in my hands.
Of which
Any-
sport? No, sport.
Bro, we're
No,
playing
sport.
beer pong. We're playing beer pong right now.
No, you don't get to pick the sport.
Why not?
Because it's my fake scenario.
It's my life.
No, it's your imaginary life in my head.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's things you.
Where am I coming?
No. You
On your head?
you greatly underestimate my fantasies.
Okay. I have big tits, so don't trip.
Oh, they're hot. What scenario? Honestly, though, what scenario do you feel more comfortable saying?
I
"Fuck it"?
wouldn't fucking. Okay. Are you talking about which one I'd be confident in?
Which one would you feel more confident in?
I mean, I feel more confident in the wrestling side
Mhm.
and the beer pong side.
Who
Not so-
beer pong?
I'm just that's something I'm good at.
Okay.
But softball? No, I wouldn't feel as confident, but I would want to do it. I mean, I've been in that position. I told you. I
So have
I
I.
popped out.
I've been in extra innings in slow pitch softball.
Yeah, same here.
And
We had
fucked it
a
up.
runner on second.
Yeah, I
and
fucked it
if
up.
they scored, we
Yeah,
tied.
I fucked it up.
Yeah, and I popped out.
Hey,
But I wanted the fucking bat in my hands, and so
Wait.
did you.
no, I would have rather.
You were
if
forced because if you would have.
Yeah, I was the last out. Had the situation, had you said, all right, dude, you could, right now, all the pressure on the line, you can choose to play football or softball, I would choose football. That's where I feel more comfortable. If you'd have given me the option to put our best hitter up instead of me, I would have done that because it was best for the team. Now, they are not the same situations, they are not the same sports, and these are all fucking stupid stretches of our imagination. But what I will say is, I do understand the kids sitting back and going, I am
No,
not.
you don't, because you fucking went up to bat.
I had to.
Okay, he could have went back in.
That's true.
It was his choice.
That's true.
I will say this: when I play beer pong with Ryan, 'cause I'm going back to beer pong.
No. Very much the NCAA men's tournament
Of
is
beer pong.
the equivalent of beer pong.
We played in the beer pong World Series beer pong, me and Ryan,
I
and
understand.
we got to the semis.
Okay.
Had we won that match, and
Were
the
you
next
semi-pro?
one- No, if we would have won, we would have been semi-pro.
Oh.
Had we won that match, and then the next one,
Mm-hmm.
we would have fucking got a trip to Vegas, and the winner gets $50,000 of that tournament.
Of that tournament.
Yeah,
So
that was the playing tournament.
right.
But we still made it to the semis, and we were one of the few fucking teams drinking. Everybody else was sober. Me and Ryan were there pounding and shit because it's all water. It's
Oh,
all
I
cups.
got you. Okay.
So it's called
So you're
beer
not-
pong, but they're not really playing. But anyway,
It's not pussy shit.
we came down to where they had 2 cups left and we had 1,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I got this, and I fucking barely missed it, and they came back and ate both of them, and it ruined our fucking chances.
Okay, so
But I wanted the balls in my hand.
you know,
I want the balls in my hand,
Uh-huh.
maybe in my mouth, definitely in my face.
well, you definitely want them on your side.
Yes.
That way you can throw your balls towards another man. I will say this. Okay, so my comparisons were football and softball. Even though I never won a tournament with my partner,
Mark Torres. You guys were ranked number 1, remember?
If
You
you
guys were seeded number 1.
If you give me, oh, I'm sure.
No, you were in the first tournament. You guys were seeded number 1 because you guys were the best team.
Definitely.
Did we beat you guys to go to the championship? I think we did.
I don't know if it was that tournament. or
Yeah,
not,
I'm pretty sure it was.
But I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
positive.
I will say you did beat, you and Ryan, mostly Ryan, definitely beat us. But I think that's what fucked up Ryan's back, is just carrying me the whole time.
True.
But if you gave me the opportunity, give me the balls.
Right?
Give me the balls. put them in my hand, I feel much more comfortable.
If you give me the opportunity, I'm gonna say let's take a break and we'll come right back.
All right, folks.